Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the post-race show, the Perico Pit Box here. Myself, Caleb Vieska, Xander Clemens to my right, one and only Rob Howden to my left. And Rob, I'll start with you. First time we visited Tucson, Arizona for the Spring National. It was for the Spring Nationals back in 2011. Last time we were here was in 2013. How good is it to be back? And again, a dusty weekend, if you will.
It's kind of always been this racetrack, hasn't it? You know, we're out in the middle of the desert, let's be real. So with the wind, we oftentimes get a lot of dust on the racetrack. But yeah, 2011 obviously was the second year of the Superkarts USA Pro Tour as well, right? Only the second season. People were really excited about the program. It brought Superkarts USA back to national level racing again. And this track was fairly new as well. So a new facility, great racetrack. We had some big names back then, but they weren't big names then, but they're big names now, right? Guys like Colton Herta, and old in the days, we had Pato Award here and Oliver Askew. So it's just cool to be back here with Superkarts USA. I just love this racetrack. I think it races really well.
Yeah, and Xander, we'll go on just kind of right on that topic, right? What are kind of some of the unique aspects of this place? You've heard from a lot of drivers. Paulie today said it was easy. A couple of others said the opposite, that it wasn't easy. What have you seen over the past 2 weeks that you've been here?
I think the place has a lot of flow. I think a lot of racetracks that we go to will have one or two sections of it that people will call it feels like a rhythm to get through, or it feels like it flows together really nice. I feel like this racetrack, just from turn 1 all the way to turn 12, has a really good flow to it, that it feels like it's just one cohesive kind of song almost. And then on top of that, I think the biggest variable is what we saw today on a magnified scale, was the fact that the topsoil and the dirt and dust and rock soft line can get blown onto the circuit at any given moment. We talk about it at a lot of racetracks that we go to, but usually it's not because of the wind just lazily pushing it onto the line, but drivers further back on the racetrack going off and bringing dirt and grass and onto it. But we go to places where grass grows a whole lot easier than out here in the desert, so it takes a little bit more effort to kind of dirty the lineup. Here, it didn't take effort at all. In fact, during that Pro X30, man, there was a complete wave of dust that Joe and Paulie had to go through coming out of the last turn that was just insane.
Yeah, and again, I was actually trackside looking at that, and it was one of the drivers in the back that just kind of went off, and big gust of wind came by, and it was, we were covered. But Rob, kind of going off of that as well, right? In the years that you've seen this place race, what have you kind of seen this weekend at one of the biggest events that it's hosted in quite some time?
Yeah, I've obviously covered a lot of races here, announced a lot of races here, and it's flowing for sure, but there is also a lot of overtaking opportunities. We saw a lot of the over-unders that happened here. When you defend to the inside, you also bring everybody back into the fight. There were a couple times, obviously, I think, Xander and I called the fact that Paulie and Joe were able to get away. Finally, someone was able to get away and kind of work together. The classes that didn't do that brought so many drivers, Xander, back into the fight. There could have been 2-3 driver battles. They ended up being big fights at the very end.
And it took a while for them to develop, right? We thought at one point that they might wait all the way to the end of the race, and there were so many moments in the middle of a race where the driver behind the battle would end up as the benefactor. I think actually probably less so than when we were here last weekend. I think last weekend probably a mix of drivers studying game tape and also learning a bit more, and another couple of days to rubber this place up, and a full batch of bigger pre-finals to clear off the inside lane. Saw a little bit less of that. But yeah, some of the packs at the end of the races that honestly I thought we would have more of in the mains than we ended up having. But in the pre-finals, goodness, it felt like every single pre-final was just a train of go-karts down the front straight. It was crazy.
And again, I think the one thing about this track is we talked about the fact that it is flowing, it's fast and flowing. It's not overly technical. I think that's one of the things as well. It brings a lot of drivers together that maybe wouldn't be as close in terms of times, pace-wise. So it brings a lot of drivers back into the fight. We've seen some drivers able to work their way to the forefront that maybe might not have done that, but it's put them in the middle of a fight, which they wouldn't have done before. So the experience level, I think, is awesome to have some of these guys in that fight for the front. But again, this track, like we said, so flowing, so many overtaking opportunities. 1, 2, we also saw a couple of great passes in Pro, Shifter in 2, 4, 5, 9. You can make moves in 9. Paulie almost made a move in turn number 12 too. So you can pass at almost every corner of this racetrack.
And I have to imagine we got another clip of that. I'd love to be able to break that down and take another look at it too, because we got a couple of really good angles at it coming to the line, and that was the first time we've seen anyone attempt that. And this was the first weekend I think we saw a lot of consistent moves into turn 2. We didn't see a lot of that last week, and so it's funny to see that even at the Supernats this past year with a similar layout to years past, and for all the Supernats you've called where we've had sometimes the standard Rio layout for X amount of years before it changes up, that a turn that was a really racy corner, the next year everyone figures out, and a different corner that wasn't a racy corner becomes one. And I think we're even seeing that evolution over the 2 weekends, which has been pretty cool. And like you touched on too, I mean, the track, easy or not, it did bring us some new faces, and I think a big factor of that was the number of West Coast kids that have laps here versus the East Coast kids that didn't.
Very true.
So seeing a kid like Braden Wagner being able to have a career best effort here. Seeing Mason Brody win here, he's obviously already won in Texas, but to represent the West was pretty cool. And equally, I think we saw some different faces in the other divisions as well, like NK Senior a little bit, in Pro X30 a lot, and X30 Junior kind of around the middle of the top 10, punching higher than where they would when they're this half the country, all the way to the West Coast, is on the back foot when we go to places like MCC and Newcastle that the East Coast kids visit at a minimum 5 or 6 times a year, if not for club and regional racing too.
Yeah, and let's kind of talk about that a little bit, right? It's been since 2023 when we were at the West Coast, and I was back at Utah. So Rob, now being back here at the West Coast, and it must be said they came out strong, right? This weekend, not bigger than what it was in Houston for 2025, but again, big showing here in Tucson, Arizona. It's a long haul for the teams out of the East Coast.
Agreed. A team like GFC, for them to be able to be a lot closer haul. The guys from Formula Works, the guys from Nash, a lot closer to home. You mentioned the drivers just have been here. And it brings a lot more drivers out that maybe wouldn't make that run over to the East Coast. Lucas Tarango's run a bunch of races here. Keegan Kaminsky's run a bunch of races here. It's oftentimes nice for someone to have a home track advantage. These West Coast guys don't get to spend week in and week out at Trackhouse, right? Or Newcastle Motorsports Park or MCC. So for the opportunity for them to come to a track where they may have 6, 7, 8 events on, finally they get a little bit of a leg up. And I think we've seen that. We've seen it work. Like Keegan Kaminsky's super impressive, right? Chase Hand again, and he's been on this track many, many times before. So a lot of guys able to come to the forefront. And it's good, I think, for the teams not to have a 40-hour haul, right? Some of these guys are having, 6, 7, 8-hour hauls instead.
And again, Xander, to add to that, right, this shifter field, 47, something like that, just about. And again, when you look back to Utah 3 years ago, big difference.
Well, I agree. Yeah, I mean, comparing to Utah, it was on the upswing. We were on the way up, but we were still a long ways from where we are today. Last year was a huge leg up. I think even the year before was a big improvement too, which was really cool. But Billy put it best, I think, last year when we talked to him at the end of the weekend at MCC. He said, man, this would mean the world because this feels like an even higher level field than ever before. The spotlight was on it ever before. He's like, I've never seen it this stacked. And then we roll on the grid this year. We get Marijn back in a obviously race-winning package, and he's neck and neck with the rest of them. We get a couple more new players that join it. So I don't think a lot of people thought that it could get stronger. And it didn't necessarily have a ton of new names in it, and yet, Rob, it felt like it was tighter than even Speed Sports a year ago, and I think that's a testament to the whole country and the middle of the pack going to work over the winter, because the delta from 8th or 10th to about 25th, much closer than before.
Yeah, and to echo that, I think as well, numbers breed numbers, right? There's a lot of things that I think are bringing the kids back in and wanting them to come run Pro Shifter. You guys and what you guys do with the Pro Show and everything, I think is definitely a big part of it. There's a level of being the professional level of racing right now in terms of karting, which I think is huge. Numbers breed numbers, new drivers coming in, and more teams, I think, getting really deeper into it and doing more work on development, driver development, and car development. I think you put all that together, and people want to be here, and that's why there's 46 drivers in Pro Shifter.
Yeah, and again, a busy schedule for us here on the post-race show. Gentlemen, I'll see you guys on the back end of it, but for now, we'll hit a quick commercial break, and when we return, some of the superstars will be joining us. Cat food marketing. $9.99 a month.
Dude, Caleb, wake up. Dude, we're live in 5 minutes. Let's go. Come on. What are you doing?
Dude, I'm so sorry. Xander had me in a cat food marketing meeting till like 2 a.m. last night.
Come on, man.
Do you have anything I can drink?
Dude, I got the perfect thing for you. Perico. It's a healthy energy drink alternative.
Perico, non-GMO, gluten-free, kosher, magnesium, B12, B6,
Yeah, it's good.
B5, biotin, and zero sugar? Pericazo. Try Perico, made with natural ingredients, organic caffeine, and supports your metabolism. Try the new official energy drink of Kart Chaser.
Gee, looks like we're missing the engine. What the hell am I supposed to tap?
What do you mean? It's my Greyhound. It's all I need.
Where's the rest of it?
It doesn't matter. It's a Greyhound.
You gotta make weight. Okay, you're good.
Sitting by here with Kyle, our race winner. Tell me how you did it. You were blazing fast out there, and I mean, you don't even have a go-kart, man. Tell me about it.
Yeah, you know, Norberg, Schmorberg, the Greyhound, powered Greyhound was great today. You know, it makes the difference. And the team's been working really hard back at the shop, and, you know, just shout out Greyhound.
Thank you, Kyle.
How the did you just win?
Doesn't matter. It's a Greyhound.
This is Henry. Henry feels sad. Henry feels sad because it's time for his next big race and his go-kart is in bits. Henry doesn't know that Acceleration Kart Racing is the United States' #1 shop for all of your karting equipment needs. Henry also doesn't know that Acceleration Kart Racing can deliver anything from tires to race suits and even wheels directly to your front door or to the racetrack itself quickly and efficiently, with tech support available 6 days a week. Poor Henry doesn't even know that Acceleration Kart Racing offers free shipping to mainland USA on selected product if you spend $200 or more. Do yourself a favor. Go to accelerationkarting.com and make sure that you are never left stuck on the pre-grid with Henry. Be smart and don't be like Henry.
Well, welcome back here, everyone, to the Perico post-race as we continue to wait and the podium prep behind us continues. Marijn Kremers joins us. Marijn, we were just talking during the break. We think we know you're starting on the front row. The question is which side. Obviously a 2-2 today in the heat. So first of all, why don't you break down what this day was a little bit more in detail now that you've had probably some time to debrief about it and where your head's at for tomorrow.
We're feeling good. Happy to be in the front row. I mean, it's been a while since I've started from the front row. I was joking about that this morning that I can't remember the last time I started from the front row. So it's feeling good. Had 2 good starts, 2 times led the first couple of laps, and then went a little bit backwards for a little bit, and then was able to maintain pace with the other guys. So we're feeling good. Either way, if we're starting outside or inside, it doesn't really matter. I mean, 2 times now from the outside I've led into the first lap. So yeah, we're happy about that. Our pace is lacking a little bit when I'm out in front by myself the first couple of laps, but I was just talking to Joe and some other drivers about that earlier, and they all say it's difficult to lead the first couple of laps, especially with people going off track, bringing dust back onto the track, and then yeah, getting caught out by that. So if I were to lead into maybe lap 5 or lap 4, lap 5, then maybe I can hold on to it. I know. Right now we're feeling good. We're fast. We're right up there, so yeah, happy.
Rob?
You talk a lot about obviously moving to the Maranello chassis and how it's very comfortable for you. What components of driving a kart that makes it comfortable for you compared to the other things you've driven? What is it about it that you really blend with?
I'm not sure. I got this first time I saw this go-kart was on Wednesday. Okay. Got my first laps in on Thursday, and it's feeling good. From the first laps I did, I noticed the more I pushed it, the faster I went, and that's something I really like. With other karts before, I had to be a little bit more patient, maybe a little bit more precise, maybe a little bit more, just not me. With this one, just like I was on the Burrell, the Maranello is just really good. The harder you push it, the faster you seem to go. So it suits me.
One of the things we talked about, Xander, obviously was the change in the weather. 30-degree difference from yesterday to today. How much did that affect the way you guys approached the start of the day, obviously?
The start of the day was a bit hectic because we were just trying to not get our tent blown away.
True enough.
So I was just hanging on to it for a little bit, and then we had to get our carts ready. We didn't make any changes, just whatever we had left from yesterday we put on, and yeah, we were fast. This morning in warm-up, the speed was there. I didn't have track position, but I still managed P4, so we were confident going into quali. Qualifying went well, obviously. I went P1 in group and then P2 in the Super Pole, so we haven't really made any changes this week at all. The only thing we did was cut the axle on Thursday afternoon, and ever since then we've been fast, so it's been really good.
That's the way you're in the window.
I feel like I have to ask, does it feel like a breath of fresh air to have good horsepower?
Oh, it's crazy. Yeah, I'm happy. I mean, I was telling Carlos on Thursday, the first day, I'm like, dude, this is insane. Like, I've never been able to overtake people this easily. And I looked at this track and I was like, oh, it's going to be difficult to overtake people around here. And I started in the back in all the practice sessions, and I just kept on overtaking people, and I didn't even have to try. It was crazy. It was so much fun.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you and I have joked about this, that over the years of you racing over here, first you come over, and for the most part, while you had a handful of shifter starts at like Supernats, you're the X30 guy with PSL, and then all of a sudden, right as they move you over into shifter basically full-time, that program lights on fire. Morgado gets a great go-kart, great power package. Diego, the same thing, and then there you are over in shifter, and then you did good in shifter, and then obviously the last 2 years driving for the Tony Kart factory team, the Vortex Power is not the #1 power plant in Europe, so I'm sure it must have been yeah, probably feeling a little bit weird because it's been years. It's probably been since you've been in a race-winning package.
I mean, it really has been years. Obviously, when I first came over with PSL, we worked very hard to get the X30 package up to pace. And like you said, as I started getting it up to pace with them, they moved me over to the shifter stuff. That shifter stuff was really good in the beginning. The first year I did with them, then we had a year that it was a lot harder to do. We still managed to win the championship, so that stuff obviously was really good. But that year was a lot harder, and then I moved away to the Tony Kart team, and yeah, it's been a struggle for the last couple of years, but I'm happy to be back on a race-winning package for sure.
And what was the coming about? You know, what was the timeline, I guess, of you linking up with Carlos and with Maranello? I know when we were catching up throughout points of the last year, you were here coaching for a handful of race weekends more so than when you were driving. You obviously raced with Raleigh at Supernats, and Rob kind of covered it a little bit as well. You're still technically an independent, right? You're able to coach and work everywhere. You've kept relationships good, but how does this come together?
I mean, me and Carlos, we had a good relationship ever since I started coming over to the US. He's always been bugging me, telling me to try his engines, and especially when I started to struggle a little bit more, he's like, dude, just put one of my engines on. It doesn't matter on what go-kart. You're going to be fast, I know for sure. But I was never able to do it, and then, yeah, I was in Texas coaching with Rolly, and Carlos kept on bugging me even more. And I'm like, you know, what the heck, why not try it, you know? So it was all very last minute, this deal, but I'm happy it came together.
It seems like you got a good package. You're happy with the racetrack. You're like, what do you need to do tomorrow? You know, we've seen a lot of great stuff out of you. What do you need to do tomorrow to be on top of the box?
Stay on track.
Stay on track.
I mean, yeah, leading the first couple laps has just been really difficult on me. I think it's a little bit of me just not being used to it anymore, and then together with a combination of this racetrack, it's just being very dusty when people go offline, especially the first couple of laps, people do tend to go offline and bring back some dust onto the racing line. And when you're the first one to hit it, it just makes it difficult. So, yeah, hopefully a good start leading the first couple of laps and making sure I don't actually drive off the track when I'm leading, and then we go from there.
There you go. That's a good plan.
And this is probably the shortest of the lengthier shifter main events. It's still 25 laps. I was talking with Adrian Renaudin a little bit about it on Thursday. First of all, obviously, you're not necessarily in shifter shape driving this every single week like some guys are, but more importantly, how difficult is it on a weekend like this, even with a lengthy happy hour, to try and figure out the right setup and what works? Because since we've gone to a slightly longer format with shifter the last couple of years, the leader on lap 20 more times than not has not been the winner of the race on lap 25.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be, it's just very much of an unknown. I mean, I used that longer session, the 12-minute session on yesterday, to test some things and make sure I could do the whole distance. But we went on new tires that session and we blistered them. So we knew that setup is not going to work. But what to do to fix that, we don't know. I mean, we didn't get a chance to test it again. So far in the heat races, the little bit longer sessions, they've seemed to be a lot better. Managed to stay on pace the whole race through. So hopefully we went in the right direction. But like I said, it's very much an unknown. I mean, the final is going to be double the length of the heat races. So, but everybody's in the same boat at the same time. Nobody really knows. So it's cool. It's different, but it's an unknown.
Pretty much the truth for everybody involved here.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think in closing here, since we don't know which side of the grid, you joked that second's been good, and you're perfectly fine starting on the front row on the outside. You've obviously got the whole shot 2 different times. While it's still a TM power, is there any difference or is there any kind of adjustment you have to do, like mentally, to find that perfect feel of the clutch to get the launches you need when you switch from one builder to another like this?
I don't think so. I mean, the clutch works the same way. For me, it's more of getting used to the Maranello clutch. The way their clutch goes up to the steering wheel, that just feels a little bit different. But the engine clutch, I know the TM very well. I know it's been a couple of years since I drove it, but it came right back to me. As soon as I tried a couple practice starts, it came right back to me. So yeah, that feels all the same. Yeah, I joked that the outside's been good to me, but mainly is because Mateus really helped me out this first 2 years. So we'll see if Jay is going to be as nice to me if he starts on the inside, but we'll see, yeah.
Yeah, he's had some rocket ship starts. He caught me and Rob off guard coming from the third row. He truly got up to second on that first start, like on merit.
Yeah, no, that first start, that one was a very good start from him. I saw him coming, so I just shut the door on him. And I saw he was in the third, so I was like, yeah, I'm not going to let you in on track again. But that first start we got held for a very long time, and I know I wasn't ready for it. I don't think Mateus was ready for it, and I assume the second row behind us weren't ready for it either. So he was ready for it. He was awake, and he did a lot better than we did. But yeah, I think he's definitely a good starter. But I think even if I'm starting on the outside, I can give him a run for his money into turn 1.
Dude, that's a great point, by the way, too. I mean, this being the biggest pro shifter field truly in Pro Tour history, I think, on the track at the same time outside of the Supernats, and that one normally has a longer straightaway for everyone to form up, so everyone's a little closer together. Just the waiting, right? And even for anyone coming over from around the world here, the grids are typically capped in an FIA race or any other spec race at 34, 36, maybe 40. So to be waiting for those last 46 to get up, that's something I don't even think we touched on at all. The fact the front row is waiting even a couple extra seconds longer than last year, the year before, and you don't really know when the last row is because you can turn around and you don't see.
No, that's the first thing I told Mateus when I found out we were starting on the front row together. I'm like, dude, we're going to wait so long. And he's like, yeah, I'll take it easy. I'll make sure to go slow on the formation lap. I'm like, yeah, please do, because we're going to be waiting for a couple of minutes on the track. And then yeah, we were held there for a long time. Then we got the sign to be ready, and I was very much ready to go. But we got held for a long time after that as well. So for the second heat, I was ready for it. I knew we were going to wait a little bit longer, and yeah, my start was a little bit better as well.
Well, we've asked you a lot about you acclimating to the team, to the chassis, to the engine, to the environment of it all. But your first trip here, obviously, to be able to drive. So what do you make of this place? Does it remind you of anything? Is there anything that sticks out to it? Do you like it? You hate it? How do you feel about Tucson?
I gotta be honest, it's not my favorite.
And why not?
Just because the corners are so fast and long and flowing. It's not very much of a shifter track in my opinion. I think an OKN would be amazing around this place. The KA has been great for racing by the looks of it. I don't know if I would enjoy it if I was out there with everybody, but to look at it.
It was good for us.
Yeah,
it was great for us.
To look at it, it's great. But yeah, for a shifter driver, I'm missing a couple of hard braking zones where you can really throw it into the corner a little bit more. You have to be a little bit, keep the speed up, a little bit more single speed like. And when I'm driving shifter karts, I like to be diamonding the corners a little bit more than I'm able to do here. So for me, it's not my favorite track, but there's nothing wrong with it. It's a lot of fun to be out here, and I'm just happy to be back racing in the US.
Well, we're happy to have you back, Marijn. We'll let you go and enjoy the rest of the night as you continue to prep for tomorrow. So thanks for joining us so much.
Thank you for having me.
And with that, folks, on the other side of this break, we'll continue as we lead up to Podiums here for round 1 of the Superkarts USA Winter Nationals from Tucson. Marijn Kremers joining us and joining the Pro Shifter field from the front row. And we'll confirm which side here soon enough tomorrow for their pre-final.
Musselman wins the Wisconsin Grand Prix. James Overbeck on start number 2 gets win number 1 in OKN Stars.
On track or off, Brandon Jarsekrak Racing delivers elite performance. Led by 4-time Pro National Champion Brandon Jarsekrak, our team masters driver coaching, data-driven analysis, and mechanical precision at every national event. Contact us today at BrandonJarsekrakRacing.com.
You have to fight to pull ahead, to find your edge, to do whatever it takes to make you 1/10 of a second faster, smarter, more committed than the other guy, because you've got the kind of passion that can overcome the impossible. And we've got the most powerful performance race fuel available to help you do it. Sunoco Race Fuels. Take the lead.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Perico post-race show here. Joe Turney joining us hot off the main event win. Joe, first of all, cheers.
Cheers. Thank you.
Congratulations. Caleb, next
Soon.
time.
It's on the way.
Oh, yeah, he ordered room service. Sorry. Rob Howden's getting ready for podiums. Joe, you'll obviously back up there. Look at that. There you go. On delivery. But no,
cheers.
In all seriousness,
Cheers.
Congratulations on the day. Happy to have you back. Happy to hear that we're going to have you a whole lot more than the last year and even a little bit the year before. First of all, I want to hear from you in the run right behind us. Turns 11 and 12 on the last lap. It looked to me like you were looking to the left, expecting Paulie to cross you up and go around the outside. Did you have any idea up until the last second that he got a nose down low?
Yeah, no, it was last second when I seen him. Yeah, I was waiting for him to come on the outside, so in the braking, so I was sort of like waiting for him to be there. Took my line, and then I didn't want to open up the right too much, but I still left the kart there because I didn't want to get switched as well. And yeah, he stuffed a nose up there, which I think was the right thing to do for him as well. And yeah, no, we gave each other enough room, and we both got through. But yeah, I think.
And some of this you probably haven't seen. This was all behind you guys, right? So obviously,
is this the final?
This is the final.
This is the pre-final.
No, you're right. This is a pre-final. Yeah, this is a mix of the sessions throughout the day. First in the pre-final, looked like the four of you guys were pretty even. I thought Hodgson put it pretty good too. That like it was just about kind of picking your moments. Did you feel weaker than the other three, or was it?
Yeah. I thought Ollie was the strongest in this.
Really?
Yeah.
What about it stuck out to him?
Just fast, so fast. Paulie was fast too, but I thought Ollie was the best. Gus was good too, probably similar to Paulie, maybe not quite as, and I thought I was the worst of the four, honestly.
Yeah, I mean,
I changed a few things.
It looked like a desperation even the pre-final back behind us here to get to second.
What's that?
When you sent it in the pre-final to get to P2.
Yeah, I mean, P2 is not the best place to start. It worked out okay in the final, but
this is where it all started going crazy.
Obviously, there's championship points too, so I wanted to finish as high as I could and stuff. But yeah, no, the pre-final wasn't brilliant. But no, the final I was surprised by me and Paulie able to get away from the others.
Yeah, well, it didn't help, and I'd love to know what Oliver Hodgson's engine temp was. We actually just got word, too, that so when Ramos went up and over to the left side of him earlier in this one, actually, we'll get to it. I'm sure we have a couple of replays we can pull, because there was still a lot more here. Ryan got speared the way Sean did here in 11. Diego ended up pulling in after he had climbed onto Ollie, and then it was just kind of down to you two guys. So I'll kind of let you talk through a little bit of the last few moments. This is probably about 14 to go, and this was here about 3 to go when you got back by.
Yeah, I thought I'd pass him in the chicane there because I thought it was a good place to pass and maybe I'd get a bit of a gap. But no, Paulie was still too fast and got back on me within like half a lap. So
yeah, it seemed like about a lap to rebound. Here's a look actually as well, I believe, back at the wreck. So
yeah, I almost got taken out there.
Yeah, you probably heard the tires screeching and then felt it
too, and there was a big dent in my bumper as well. So I was lucky that they didn't take the exhaust or whatever.
The interesting
note,
note,
almost race ending there.
I think if they'll play it here too, is what happens to Ollie and Ramos. So like right here is when Kaminsky gets into you, and then when Diego, he was behind Ollie, thought he could get through as Hodgson was about like 3/4 to about a full car width off the curb. So he pulls alongside him, and I don't think Ollie expected him to be there. He climbed up onto Oliver's left rear, and I think probably part of the reason he fell off you guys in the final was he damaged the radiator.
Yeah,
it drained all the water, came in underweight too in the scales. And who knows what he was running at. But yeah, then after that, after everybody got cleaned out, Gus got knocked out in the first turn.
No, but obviously we lost quite a few of the top guys there, the fastest guys from this week. So that's probably half the reason why me and Paulie were able to go. But I think, look, if for sure the race would have been different had that crash not happened, because then Ollie's in it, Diego's in it. You know, everyone's got their stuff ready for the final, and I think it would have been a lot closer, but we'll see tomorrow.
I think back to the first time you came over here, back in Miami all those years ago for the Winter Series. I say all those. It's been only a couple of years. We're not that old yet.
No,
but you were like, man, all right, I knew about Ryan. I expected Ryan. You were kind of like, okay, wow, Austin Garrison's a stud. This dude's a baller too. Who else? Was there anyone else this weekend or even maybe at Vegas that, you know, is here this weekend too that you've been impressed by?
Yeah, I mean, there's tons of guys up there. I think Diego's doing a super job too, because I think looking at a few years ago, maybe the stuff wasn't the best for them to be able to compete every race, but it seems like in the KA, in the X30, they're there every race now. Obviously, Ollie's super strong here. Ollie's been strong all year as well. He's with his new team, and he's super motivated, and they're doing a good job too. The RPG guys are always going to be there as well. We know that. Gus is super experienced, so Sean as well. So obviously, there's tons of guys out there who we're going to have to race every week and are going to be there by Sunday. Paulie too is super strong as well, really fast. Looks like, I think you said on the stream as well, that when he won in Wisconsin, since then he's been on a bit of a charge, and I think it's true as well. Like he's been really strong, and today looked like in the KA, obviously he won the race, he looked like the one to beat, and in the X30 going off the pre-final, I thought Ollie was the strongest, but Paulie was second best in the pre-final, and going off pole for the final, he was going to be really strong.
Caleb, I'll let you take the next one.
Yeah, and kind of watching throughout the weekend, didn't seem so much with you, but one of the biggest things that stuck out to me personally was throughout the S's, a lot of drivers were kind of saying that they were struggling to follow. Didn't seem like you had much of an issue. You know, what do you think? A lot of them were saying aero wash, so on and so forth, but was it, you know, difficult to follow Paulie throughout that race and close back in?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I didn't have a problem with following until today. Obviously, today we've got a lot of wind going in the direction of the start-finish straight, so any corner going the other way, so turn 2, the S's as well, I did feel a lot of push when I was behind him. But yeah, in the other direction it was fine, so it was fine until today. The wind was pretty strong. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but yeah,
today was tough in the final with the tyres getting hot as well. Every lap was worse and worse and difficult to follow.
And I remember joking around with you yesterday, and you said, I don't know how I'm going to stay in the thing for 22 laps because you haven't driven all year since Vegas. Was there any point in the race throughout the latter half that you felt a little bit tired? If you now that
yeah, I did. Yeah, like. And as well, it was a lot of laps of the same thing and just mentally tiring too. The last 5-6 laps was just like, I don't know how many laps we've done. We're just waiting for the 2 to go. So it was just like lap and lap and lap. I was sort of wishing it would end, to be honest. I was wishing the 2 to go would come out so that we could just have a fight and get it done with. So, no, it was tough. And as well, Tate made a bit of a change with the radiator, and I struggled to turn left because my arm was smashing it for the whole race. So that didn't help.
So you would have walked him if it weren't for Tate today, huh?
Well, he just doesn't. He doesn't speak to me before he does changes. He just does them. So we're gonna have to address that tonight, I think.
That's tough. It's a good thing we don't interview him. He would struggle a lot more.
Yeah, I think that should happen though. I think we should have a mechanics interview and see what the guys' opinions are on their drivers and see what they like to work with, because I don't think I'm the easiest client for him as well.
Probably not. I don't know.
Definitely not.
I wouldn't be surprised if he has a poster of you in his room. He seems to be a big fan.
I don't think so. No.
I don't know.
Look, we're good mates. We get on. We see each other outside the track, but at the track sometimes we clash, and I think he'd admit that too.
Yeah. I mean, that's part of it. That's obviously you guys both are motivated to win, right? You're gonna have that passion come out. I will say we've tried mechanics before. You wouldn't believe it. It's terrible. They get really nervous.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
He's
no.
Here.
All the trash talk they have. No. See, that's why he ran away. He probably could tell because he could hear that we were about to pull him over. They're all super nervous. They're more gun shy than anybody else on the microphone.
No, I can imagine. They got a lot to say until the camera's on.
Oh, 100%. They're terrible.
Sounds like Tate.
In all seriousness, though, ask Marijn. I'll ask you. What do you make of this place? Like it? Hate it? What sticks out?
Yeah, I like it. It's cool. Track super. The wind didn't help today. It was good for some things, not good for other things. I think the racing will be better without the wind, because if the wind was the other direction, the racing today would have been crazy.
Yeah.
Like, with the headwind in both the straights, it would have been crazy. But instead, it went the other way, and it sort of allowed people to use their speed and just get away. But no, the weather's been pretty heavy this week for me as well. This is my first hot race of the year. And yeah, today was a bit cooler with the wind, but the first 2 days was really heavy.
Well, before we let you go, as we're getting ready to crown you as our first winner in the Pro X30 class of the year, and you start a bid to get another chip, who would you like to thank, or any other shout-outs you've got now that we're more laid back? You've had time to think about it. Go back to the 10, have Tate tell you who you forgot to thank in the interview. Mike's all yours.
No, just all the guys in our corner. Obviously, Tate's done a great job this week. MPG, Chase Jones, the guys there have done a super job, and Kart Republic, Iami, obviously, and then Bryn from BN as well. We've had a good few years so far, and we've had the same people in our corner, and it seems to work well. And we've started this year off strong as well. So I think we're gonna pursue this year and see what we can do. So super happy to be with these guys.
Well, mega to have you back here. It's a stacked grid, and it's certainly more stacked with you in it than without it. So we're happy to have you. Thanks for joining us, as always. Caleb as well. Rob Houghton will be taking over here with Podiums. This guy will be standing on the top step in front of the banner behind us. So you can see we're losing daylight, but at the same time, we just got confirmation they're about ready to start. So we'll take a quick break. We'll let Joe go over, hang out a bit, get ready. And Podiums from round one will be on the other side of this here from Musselman Honda Circuit. Round one of the SKUSA Winter Nats in the books.
What are you doing?
It's got my new Greyhound seat.
You don't even have a cart.
Doesn't matter. I have a Greyhound.
person doesn't even have a go-kart. Doesn't matter.
Cuthbertson threw on Turney. Turney in the dirt.
Welcome to the future of kart race preparation. Kart Sim Pro North America. Featuring laser-scanned North American kart circuits and precision-tuned kart physics developed using real telemetry, dyno and tyre data, Kart Sim Pro North America delivers the most advanced and realistic kart simulation experience available today. Whether you're training for race day, refining your lines, or shaving tenths off your personal best, Kart Sim Pro gives you pro-level insight without leaving your home. Trusted by world champions, coaches, and karting enthusiasts alike, this is where virtual practice translates into real-world performance. Experience the thrill, the challenge, and the edge. Kart Sim Pro North America. Use code CHASER20 to get 20% off today.
IAMI USA West is the official West Coast importer for IAMI engines and parts. Our dedicated and knowledgeable staff have a combined 50+ years experience in the sport and can help you with all of your needs. Call us today or visit our website to find your local dealer to shop.
Are you stuck with your kart racing? Not sure the ideal kart setup? Or going to a track for the first time? Well, Kart Class has the answers for you. Our online portal has a wealth of experience and knowledge to help your kart racing. From kart setup advice to track guides that are targeted specifically to your circuit, or the driver coaching aspect with mindset, racecraft and driving techniques. If you want to take your karting to the next level, visit us at kartclass.com.
Macro Motorsports builds champions every day, drivers who won on the world stage. The Tillotson T4 Series is pure spec racing. Same engine, same chassis. When you win, it's because you were the best that day. Your edge is not the kart. It's the setup, the strategy, and the race team. With our Arrive and Drive program, you simply bring your gear, we provide the equipment and the championship-winning support to every event. Stop wrenching, start racing. Your path to the T4 Nations Cup in Spain starts with us. For more information, contact us at macromotorsports.net.
Are you ready to get behind the wheel? From Formula One to NASCAR and IndyCar, all the pros start here. For more information, check us out online at mcckarting.com or call us and go racing today.
Well, hello, everyone. Welcome back to Musselman Honda Circuit here in Tucson, Arizona. It is time for round number 1, trophy presentations after a great day here at the racetrack. Congratulations to all you drivers who were able to step things up. We'll work our way through the order as we had for the race order. So we're going to be starting with KA100 Master presented by Avinco Tires. Hopefully everybody's here ready to go. Let's start with the driver finishing in 3rd spot today, number 451, Josh Charchet. P3 and KA100 Master, they started things off with a fantastic battle in that category. 3 drivers in the fight. Josh able to reel them in, the leaders up front, and make it a 3-driver scrap to the very end of it. But it was, again, a tremendous run. Finishing in the 2nd spot with the fast lap of the race, number 413, Bailey Murphy. Good job for Bailey coming home P2. Expected a lot more of it tomorrow. We've seen this driver before, but a number of years ago, a fantastic drive. The winner in KA100 Master, Phil DeLeo. Good stuff in our KA100 Masters category today. Great racing up front, great battles. They worked together for most of the race, but Josh reeled them in and was finally able to make it a 3-driver fight. And I think we're going to see more of this tomorrow. But again, Phil DeLeo with the victory. Bailey Murphy in 2nd, and Josh Charchet in the 3rd spot. The Mach 5 team, and of course, Brandon Jarski Racing for Bailey Murphy. Good job, guys. Let's go now into KA100 Junior by TKG Barrel Art USA. Finishing in 3rd spot. What a great drive. Number 894, Braden Wagner. Excellent job for Braden. P3 today. Finishing in 2nd spot, number 802, Travis Pettit. P2 for Pettit for Rawlson Performance Group. Wagner with GFC, Formula Works. And the driver coming away with the win today in KA100 Junior, number 838, Nicholas Orbezo. Orbezo for Iron Rock Motorsports, finishing as the race winner. Nico Katowski with the fast lap of the race. But it's Orbezo, Pettit, and Wagner on the podium for round 1 of the Superkarts USA Pro Tour here. Strong Q1 for Orbezo, winning 3 different programs on the year. Doing a great job here for Nico Orbezo. Thanks, guys. Micro Swift will be the next group up, brought to you by Grupo Santana Vega. Finishing in 3rd spot, number 251, Bo Wyatt. Bo Wyatt, P3 today. I expect we'll see him battling for the race win again tomorrow, Bo. Congratulations. Penalty dropped him back into 3rd. Finishing in 2nd spot, number 204, Jack Katowski. P2 for Katowski. And one more spot here with finishing as the race winner with fast lap of the race, Tristan Francisco. Micro drivers putting on a fantastic show, and they'll do it again tomorrow. Always excited about the youngest drivers here in the Superkarts USA program. How about a round of applause, all you guys, the youngest drivers in SKUSA programming racing here this weekend. Well done, drivers. Francisco, Katowski, and Wyatt. Ken Johnson down there for on-track promotions, getting the photos we need here. Good stuff. KA 100 Senior, presented by Kart CRG USA, will be up next, finishing in third spot, number 901, Diego Ramos. Defending champ, Diego Ramos, PSL Karting. Finishing in second spot with a fast lap of the race, number 944, Caden McQueen. Race winner today, though, in KA 100 Senior, fantastic drive. The winner, Paulie Massimino. I love this track for 100cc racing. It's just good stuff. Pack racing all the way around. Open corners. A little bit of contact here and there. Good stuff. Massimino, McQueen, and Ramos. Talented drivers here. Man, look at this group. Brandon Jarczyk Racing, Velocity Racing, PSL Karting. 3 different brands of chassis as well. The Lando Norris, the Sodi, and the Birel Art. Well done, drivers. Let's go to X30 Junior, brought to you by Rollison Performance Group. Finishing in third spot, number 711, Tristan Murphy. Driver coming home second today in X30 Junior, Royce Vega. Royce Vega. Good job, Royce. Royce Vega finishing in the second spot for RPG. RPM for Tristan Murphy. The guy coming away with the race win here today in the 703 for Speed Concepts Racing, Ashton Woon. Ashton Woon with the win. Royce Vega in second. Tristan Murphy in third. Fast driver, fast lap. Travis Pettit finishing fourth overall. Round 1 in the books. Round 2 rolling in here tomorrow. Going to be a nice cooler day, I think. Hopefully, we've got past the crazy wind that hit the track overnight and through the day here today. Just 2 more categories to wrap things up. We'll go to Mini Swift, presented by Mega Power Engines. Finishing in third spot today, Dutch Westbrook. Dutch Westbrook. Great job, Dutch, on the Bennett chassis. Finishing in second, number 191, Jake Manalio. RPM Nitro. Good job, Jake. Right in the fight all race long. That was a lot of fun to watch. The penultimate race right before we had Pro X30. Really good racing for the drivers in Mini. But the guy that came away with the race win, fast lap of the race as well, 109. A round of applause for Mason Brody. Good stuff for all 3 of these drivers. Brody, Manalio, Westbrook, Lucas Tarango was in there as well. It was some really good racing in the Mini Swift category. That lead group kind of was 2 at one point, then it was 4, and then it was a battle all the way to the very end. One category left. We'll wrap things up here. Pro X30 brought to you by Nash Motorsports. We'll cap off the presentations of the trophies for round number 1 of this year's Pro Tour. Pro X30 finishing in third spot with a fast lap of the race, Gus Lawrence. Gus Lawrence, her Rollison Performance Group. P3 as the run to the championship is underway. Finishing in second spot, great day all around, number 303, Paulie Massimino. Runner-up, sent it in turn 12, just not quite enough to get the victory, but again, a KA 100 win for Paulie, P2 and X30. Great way to get the weekend underway, and what a way to welcome yourself back here to a full-time program. Haven't seen him in a number of years and doing a full-timer, so good to have him here. Folks, winning for MPG Motorsports, Joe Turney. On the Alonso this weekend, Turney able to work his way forward, getting by Massimino. The two of them were able to stretch away, chaos erupting behind them. And they end up waging war against each other over the last couple of laps. It was some great stuff to see. Awesome TV on Kart Chaser for sure. But again, what a day. Windy, not quite as hot as it was last weekend, not quite as hot as it was yesterday. Temps in the high 80s, mid 60s earlier today to start things off. Low 60s, mid 60s. So, guys, thank you so much. We appreciate it. That wraps things up here for the podium presentation for the opening round of this year's Superkarts USA Pro Tour. Again, we're back to do it all over again. The podium, as always, is open for teams to come up and get photos. But again, we do it all again tomorrow. Push the reset button on a number of the classes. We continue the battle for the Pro Shifter category. We got the pre-final and the main event for Pro Shifter tomorrow as well. Round 2 for the rest of the categories. Again, thank you so much for being part of the program here this weekend, folks. It's been a great day. Awesome. We'll be back to do it again tomorrow.
This broadcast is the sole property of Kart Chaser Group, LLC. Any rebroadcast, reproduction, or other use of the images, audio, or accounts of this event, in whole or in part, without the express written consent of Kart Chaser Group, LLC is strictly prohibited. Thanks for watching.